Alright, welcome. Today we'll be talking about the final boss. Hey, what? That's a spoiler, Cotton! Timmy, you chose to come to this seminar, but I didn't know what it was gonna be about. It is literally called Final Boss Breakdown, Timmy. Yeah, but maybe you could be lying. And you had to check? Yeah, well, someone has to keep you honest. Alright, Timmy and anyone else at this seminar, this is your final warning. I will spoil the final boss. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, welcome to the one, the only, the master blaster of those who walk past her, Shara Ishvalda. First things first, yes, the thing in front of you does look like a giant rock statue dragon. You aren't crazy or hallucinating. You don't need to see a doctor of any kind, but that will probably change after 5 minutes in an area with this guy.
Out of my way! This man needs a doctor!
When you first drop into the area with Shara Ishvalda, you could almost swear you were looking at a gargoyle come to life. The shape and skeleton not quite matching anything you've seen in World or Iceborne before. After all, the head is almost basil-shaped, yet the face coming off of it has buck teeth. That's not hugely related, I just really wanted you to know that it has buck teeth.
Shiny teeth and me.
At this exact moment, Chara Ishvalda is already one of the coolest things in the game, and it becomes clear very, very quickly that Ishvalda is far from done, as what originally looks to be wings come down and unravel, showing that they are actually more like fingers. Big, stony fingers, and he has about as much control over them as Valstrax does his wings, and controlling the shape of these giant hands is a large portion of Ishvalda's personality, at least in this portion of the fight. Occasionally, Chara Ishvalda will dig himself most of the way underground, leaving only his head and neck and the hands above ground, almost creating a shape like a spider, but moving more like the Master Hand from Smash Brothers if it were two of them tied to a big rock in the middle, which is just fucking awesome and scary, just like most of this fight, to be honest. After a large amount of beating, you can easily knock his socks off. I mean, get his rocks off. I mean, wait, no, that does work. Yeah, you force him to remove his rocky overcoat in one of the most simultaneously terrifying and beautiful displays in the entire series, slowly dropping his rocks off to reveal at first fleshy finger appendages, followed by the rest of his hauntingly beautiful form. Shara Ishvalda, in his full glory, is actually some sort of nature-based demon dragon. At first just looking like some sort of creepy flesh creature, but upon closer inspection, his limbs look almost like tree roots and branches with some flower petal plating along his head and back down to the tail. The rocks, the ore, all of it was just a protective layer and almost a ruse, as Ishvalda's control of rock isn't actually a control of rock at all, so much as control over the power of vibration. Yes, what is actually happening is Chara Ishvalda is able to use vibration to control the air around him, to the point of literally being able to create beams, or when interacting with the ground, as we see in the stony phase of the fight, the ability to completely terraform his immediate area. It shouldn't be a particularly surprising statement to say that the power required to do all of this is absolutely immense, and it's a type of power that we have absolutely never seen before in the main series Monster Hunter games. The closest thing, in fact, in any Monster Hunter game being the magnetic monsters in Frontier. But possibly the most interesting part of him, visually speaking, are his eyes, which are closed for a large portion of the unarmored fight. See, Chara Ishvalda spends most of his leisure time underground, so his eyesight isn't exactly his specialty, and light is definitely not his friend. You can see his pupils just barely in the rock form at the beginning, but it is only once you have done enough damage during the naked phase of the fight that Chara truly opens his eyelids and reveals something truly terrifying. His eyes, whatever they actually are, look almost like the eyes of a robot made of gold with glowing red pupils. The second Ishvalda opens his eyes completely is when the fight really gets serious too, as of course, that is all kitty gloves off, ready for go time, smash Hunter head in! Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Hammer recently. The way that this monster looks in the first phase is absolutely awesome, unique, unusual, but awesome. The way this monster looks in his second phase is absolutely skin-crawlingly creepy, while somehow simultaneously being undeniably beautiful. The eyes, however, scare the crap out of me, and until I know why the pupils glow red, I don't think I'll ever sleep again. As far as the fight itself goes, the stony armor phase is fantastic. It's something totally different, and there just isn't an easy monster to compare it to. The only places you can really do damage are the main section of the body, so you're chipping away at rocks piece by piece, and bomb pods and blast and blunt weapons all do crazy good stuff, as that is where they absolutely should shine. But when you really look around the new environment, you realize that this fight is almost like a pop quiz on Iceborne's new mechanics, as there are environmental traps in the area that are triggered by flint-shotting Shara Ishvalda into the wall that they are located. In this first phase, it's this big yellow rock, look, it's hard to describe, which upon being hit by Ishvalda's sculpt drops a ton of boulders on his head, taking care of a ton of part breaking and also giving you a massive down period for you to do extra damage. On its own, that would just be a really cool thing, but the fact that it is repeatedly usable for the duration that it is on the map is crazy, as you can just use it whenever Chara Ishvalda isn't enraged and you have slinger ammo. In the second phase, there are also one-use boulder traps that are triggered the exact same way. However, Chara can trigger these early with blasts from a distance. As for his moves in particular, one of my favorite moves that Chara Ishvalda does in Rocky Rock mode is this attack where he puts his hand in front of him, shaped almost like a bulldozer, and just slowly charges forward a significant distance. Mechanically speaking, it is pretty much just a charge, but the design decision and animation attributed to it makes my heart skip a beat every time I see it. It's just a neat little way of doing it. The main other use of these wing fingers in the Rocky phase are the floor vibrations, and these floor vibrations create little sand pits around the arena, and at certain points in the fight, Chara Ishvalda will just say fuck it and literally push the arena further into the ground. Like, what the hell? Once the Rocky armor has vacated Ishvalda's fleshy tree-like demon body, everything changes, and something very special starts to happen. Those sand pits that are being slowly created throughout the fight actually start having a real purpose and start reacting to the fight around them properly. When one of Shara Ishvalda's air vibration-y beams hits a sand patch, it will wait a second and then explode upwards, essentially turning the entire map into a sandy minefield. And it just adds this fantastic extra layer to the fight where you have to be hyper aware of where you're standing at all times. Now, if I pointed out every single move that he has, we'd be here for a decade. But there absolutely are a few that I need to call out. One of which is this fucking badass laser beam. The little finger beams as well, honestly, any of the air beam attacks in any capacity are all just fucking fantastic, honestly. If I had the health, I would happily sit here and tank them just to stare at them all day long. From the massive barrage of beams that comes out like a laser trap from a heist movie, to the single little finger blast that precisely target you literally wherever you are around Chara Ishvalda. The little hug type raking attack with the fingers grabbing in under the body is a really smart design decision as well, as not only does it take advantage of the flexibility and wing control that Ishvalda has, but also provides a counter to what is generally one of the safest positions on a monster this big. Last, but absolutely not least for specific attacks, is his super move, which I wouldn't dare dream of describing before letting you watch it straight up. Digging out to an edge of the arena, Chara Ishvalda creates this massive vibration loop between his wing fingers, setting off all the sand piles in the area, which shoot out rocks at random before Chara's ball grows, and what happens is essentially a vibration-based spirit bomb. This move might just be the single most terrifying thing that a monster has done to me in this game. The setup for this attack, the ground exploding on certain patches, the visuals of the ability, the aftermath, and hell, even the fact that the smoke caused by the resulting explosion is an excellent smoke screen for Ishvalda to launch more powerful attacks at you. The thing I love most about this attack from a design perspective is where it draws your eyes. Technically speaking, the easiest way of dealing with this attack, the easiest way to dodge it, is to stare at the floor under you, run to the wall furthest from Chara Ishvalda, using your camera to avoid the sand patches, your camera not even able to see the creature. However, the attack is just so gorgeous, so massive, so, well, distracting, that it is extremely hard to pull yourself and your camera away. The attack is extremely easy to dodge if you don't look, but honestly, I just can't stop looking. As a whole, the design is unbelievably unique, and the fight creates a true spectacle, probably one of the biggest spectacles that we've ever had in the Monster Hunter series, and the fight is genuinely interesting with an actual learning curve and some special ways to take advantage of the environment around you as well. As usually in an arena like this, it is pretty straightforward, just hit the monster hard until dead, or a Dragonator once in a while. Chara Ishvalda is a monster I could easily see split into two. If the rock phase and the flesh phase phase were two completely separate creatures, I would still love them both. But the fact is that they are the same creature. The giant reveal and the dropping of the stones and the way that the biology of the monster plays on every single part of the fight and is considered for each and every animation he has, honestly, for me, as far as giant spectacle monsters go, Shara Ishvalda is unquestionably number one. And as far as the armor set goes, Shara Ishvalda Alpha set is absolutely gorgeous. Totally stunning, 10 out of 10, would put on a statue at the front of my 18th century French Gothic castle. The beta set, just as stunning, but representing the face of the stone armor, whereas the Alpha set looks closer to the face of the released beast that you encounter late in the fight. Skill-wise, the Alpha set as a whole has 3 health boost, 3 recovery up, 3 part breaker, 3 coalescence, 2 defense boost, and 2 crit boost. The beta has 2 health boost, 2 recovery up, 2 crit boost, 2 coalescence, 1 defense boost, and 1 part breaker. On top of this, both sets have the set bonus of Gaia's Veil at 4 pieces and True Gaia's Veil at 5 pieces. While wearing a mantle, the 4-piece bonus gives you windproof level 3, earplugs level 3, tremor resistance level 3, and flinch free, whereas the 5-piece bonus gives you the maximum level of all of those same skills. As a full set, this will unfortunately not find a whole lot of use in meta builds that are focused around damage. However, the beta gloves with 2 crit boost and a 4 slot, as well as the beta waist with 2 health boost, a 4 slot, and a 3 slot, could find a lot of success in mixed sets, which is fine with me, because every single piece of this set looks gorgeous, and if there is any way to use any of it, I will happily take it. As far as weapons go, for the most part, the Shara Ishvalda weapons are white sharpness weapons with high raw and hidden dragon that can make it up to purple sharpness with handicraft. And like the armor pieces, every single one of them is absolutely gorgeous, and more importantly, for weapons, every single one is totally unique, unlike any other weapon in the entire game. There is not a single one of these weapons I would not happily wear into battle based on aesthetics alone. I mean, they are all so just detailed and perfectly designed, such vibrant colors and beautiful engraving along them, and honestly, I just can't wait to get that hammer and start showing monsters the hand. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and this has been the final boss of the Iceborne story, Shara Ishvalda. How does he rank on your list of end bosses? How about your overall monster list? Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or important news about the kingdom Animalia. Rage, Continent, Hollow, we're all here, talking about the things you want to hear, so if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros, there's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.